Okay, y'all, I've heard from so many people that not only are keywords confusing, but once you have your keywords, what in the heck do you do with them? So I was like, you know what, Faith, let's just record an episode on where to put your keywords and why they need to go there to get all of these wonderful, awesome people more website traffic. Because I truly believe that when you hone in on your SEO strategy, you have the right keywords in the right places, then your website can start working for you to get people to your website when they're searching for what you sell and generate leads and start growing your business without a crap ton more legwork. So be prepared to take notes. Pause this if you want to just go fix the thing on your website as I'm talking about it. But just know that this is going to be really practical, really tactical, and help you get your keywords in the right places on your website. Hey there, fellow entrepreneur. Welcome to Simple SEO and Marketing with me, Faith Hannon. Do you want to grow your business with organic marketing and finally feel like you can understand SEO? Are you scouring the internet for how to get more website traffic, SEO for dummies, and how to market on Pinterest? Have you tried to grow your business with SEO and blogging only to get frustrated and quit because it's overwhelming and too time consuming? Been there. Hey, I'm Faith Hannon, Jesus lover, copywriter, blogger, wife, wrangler of tiny humans, and barrel racer. And let me tell you, I didn't have time to waste sorting through SEO and keyword strategies that either didn't work or were so over my head I couldn't understand them. I honestly thought that SEO and blogging only worked for people with a PhD in tech jargon and a whole team of employees until I learned these secrets. Good SEO strategies don't have to be complicated, and creating and marketing great content doesn't have to take more than a couple hours a week total. So pop in those earbuds, slam some coffee, and let's grow your business with simple organic marketing and a healthy dose of biblical encouragement along the way. Okay, like I said, one of the questions that I've heard most lately is, Faith, where do I put my keywords? Like, what keywords do I use and where do I put them? And honestly, that is such a good question because you can have all the right keywords in the world, but if you're not using them strategically, if you're not putting them where they need to go, then it won't matter, right? So thank you for asking me questions, first of all, because one, I love to hear from y'all. I love to have conversations with y'all. I love to get to know you. So if you have a question, serious business, shoot me an email or message me on Instagram. I'm working on getting something set up on my website so you can just go on there and talk your question, but that's not done yet. So you'll just have to email me or shoot me a message on IG because I would love to help you with the things that you're confused about for growing your business online. Okay, so step number one in all of this is you have to know what your keywords are. And I know that that's Faith, but really, if you don't know what keywords you need to be going for, if you don't know, what keywords are possible for you to rank for, then you're going to be wasting your time and effort. Okay. So I have to be honest here. I have 100% made lots of mistakes with keywords. I talked about this more in episode 20 on just SEO tips that I wish I would have known sooner. But in all reality, if there's a keyword mistake out there, I've probably made it. When I first figured out what keywords were, or that I could rank higher or get more blog views by using keywords, I did the ultimate classic keyword dumping. I put keywords everywhere that I could think of to put keywords, and I did it wrong, and I was using the wrong keywords, but so just know that this is all very much from a place of love. I've been there, done that, and I'm trying to save you the trouble. Okay. And if you are Faith, I need to figure out my keywords, I have two main methods for you to do that, just real quick under this heading of you need the right keywords. One we can schedule a coaching session and I will help you figure out the exact right keywords for your business, for your audience, and this stage of your business. And in 1 hour, we will have your keyword strategy nailed down. And if you're like, Faith, I just can't do that right now, what you also can do is you can go and get Ubersuggest. Now, if you've been around here for long, you know that I'm a huge fan of Ubersuggest. It's a great tool built by pretty much the OG of SEO, Neil Patel. But Ubersuggest basically helps to categorize keywords and other SEO factors in a very palatable way. Now, the paid version for the lifetime Ubersuggest use is like $250 or $300. I don't know. I bought it a while ago, but it's still the same and it's a lifetime. You get that forever. You don't have to pay a monthly fee to keep using Ubersuggest, which is one of the reasons I love it so much. You also, if you're like, Faith, I ain't got $250, you can buy a month subscription to Ubersuggest and just really focus for a month on digging into your keywords and your keyword strategy. And I think that that's like $30 or $40. If you're like, I don't have the money for a coaching call, that's fine. You can dig into Ubersuggest yourself. There's not a terrible learning curve, honestly, but I bring some more expertise to the table in our coaching calls other than just Ubersuggest. But if you're like, Faith, I just need to do it myself, figure it out myself, Ubersuggest is a great tool for you. If you're just like, I need free 99, you can get a free trial of Ubersuggest for like a week, I think. So you would have to go gangbusters to like really get all your keyword research done in a week, to tide you over for a while. But that is definitely an option for you. So getting the right keywords, 2 great options here. Book a coaching call with me or get Ubersuggest and like go gangbusters and dig in for yourself. Both of those are good options. Obviously, I would prefer you book a coaching call with me so I can help you and hold your hand with it. But if you don't, it's okay. But just know that the first step in figuring out where to put your keywords is having the right keywords, right? Because if you don't have the right keywords, then you're just kind of wasting your time trying to show up in searches. Because if you're using the wrong keywords or not using them correctly, then you're really not going to show up when somebody types something into Google that you offer, okay? And this is a fun little bonus tip / dang it moment. Different platforms have different keywords that work there. So if you're digging into keyword research on your own, if you're really trying to hone in on your keyword strategy, like specifically for your podcast, or you're really hone in on your keyword strategy for Pinterest or your keyword strategy for Google, make sure that you have separate columns on your keyword spreadsheet and have keep track of the volume for your Pinterest strategy keywords and how often they're searched, and your Google keywords and how often they're searched. So just know that keywords vary slightly, sometimes more than slightly, depending on the platform that you are trying to rank on, okay? And your keyword spreadsheet is so important for this. And if you want to work together, if you want me to help you build out a keyword strategy for each platform, that's totally something we can do. So don't get overwhelmed by this. Don't turn me off on this. If you're just like, Faith, I can only handle one platform at a time, focus in on your Google keywords and your strategy there, okay? Now, step number 2 is this. I want you to think of your main keywords, either the big honkin' dream, I want to rank for this keywords, or the really practical keywords that you actually could probably rank for. I want you to think of those as each of those categories, each of those keywords, and really you don't need 500 of these main keywords, right? You need a few. Think of your main keywords like the center of a wagon wheel. So that is the main part of that keyword that you're trying to go for, the bigger one. So for example, I wish I could draw this out for you, but alas, it's a podcast. So you're just going to have to picture a wagon wheel with me. Okay. But so for example, one of my main keywords is blogging, right? Makes sense. I teach people how to blog strategically to grow their business. So blogging would be one of my main big fatty keywords. So if blogging was the center of my wagon wheel, in my brain, the things that kind of go off of that wagon wheel, the spokes of the wagon wheel, are there's smaller keywords and more question specific long tail keywords that I could realistically rank for. So in this example, blogging would be the hub, the center of this particular wagon wheel keyword, wagon wheel. And then blogging tips, blogging for SEO, blogging content ideas, blogging creation tips, blogging workflow, blogging repurposing, blogging tips for photographers, blogging tips for podcaster, blogging workflow for photographers. So as you see, like all of those other more niched in ideas, like I could write a specific blog on this one tip, this one thing. Like think of those as like the spokes of your wagon wheel. And I need you to have this picture in your brain because I want you to realize, like, even if you just categorize your keywords as like dream big keywords, like, being one category, and then your second category being, more specific keywords with a smaller search volume, and then your third category being like very niche specific, small pool, big fish type keywords. Even just having those three categories broken up in your brain and hopefully your keyword spreadsheet, cough, cough. Even just having that distinction made in your keyword strategy is going to be hugely helpful because you're going to realize that you don't need to go for the big fatty keywords all the time, okay? Okay, now the main big juicy part that y'all have been waiting for, dun dun dun. Where should you put your keywords? Well, everywhere. I mean, not really, but kind of. Okay, so I have 6 places. We'll make it 7. I just came up with another one that you've got to put keywords to really start seeing organic traffic and organic lead generation from your website to your bank account. Okay. All right. So the first place that you gotta put keywords is in your page titles. Why? Because Google gives Google more relevant info to index you with, and it helps people know right away if you're a good fit for them, which in turn helps your quote bounce rate, which is just a fancy word of saying how quickly people leave your site. Now, personally, like you could get frustrated by this because it's like, Google just wants all this info to index me. Or you could be really thankful that like, hey, this is helping me help people better. Because if you've ever searched for something and you've seen a website that you're like, oh, looks like it'd be a good fit, and you click it and then it's like nothing like you were searching for. Well, it's because they used keywords incorrectly and weren't genuine and weren't honest or whatever. But we don't want to do that, right? We want to use keywords. We want to be truthful, right? And we want to use them well. And so I want you to put some of your keywords in your page titles, okay? Now I have an episode on this. It is episode number 18, where I talk about 5 things that you can optimize all by your own self on your website in like under an hour. And page titles is one of those things. And I go into more depth in that episode. So just know that you should have your keywords, some of your keywords in your page titles. They should not be dumped into your page titles. And there is a maximum search character count that needs to be in each page title. But you do need keywords in your page titles, okay? Hey friend, real quick. I know you're trying to grow this online business, but it feels like it's not really going anywhere. Did you know that we could fix the back end of your business so that you could have some great SEO? Did you know that we could really nail down your keywords and make a few simple changes to your website and keyword strategy, and that you could actually grow faster with less time spent on content creation? Did you know that was an option for you? If that's you, head on over to faithhannon.com/coaching or click the link in the show notes right now. In just 1 hour of your time, we'll nail down the exact right keywords for you and get you a keyword strategy so that you know you're doing the right thing to improve your SEO and make your website start doing its job. Book your zero obligation discovery call right now, and we'll sit down over coffee and just chat about growing your online business. Spots are limited, and I cannot wait to help you finally get the breakthrough you've been waiting for with simple SEO and marketing. The second place that you need to put keywords is your blog titles. And I say this with all the love in my heart, but Gone are the days that we could just write a blog because we felt like it, share all our feelers or our life story before our recipe, and still get eyeballs on that blog. Like, those days are gone. The only people who are reading those blogs are your mama and your grandma. And my mama read my blogs like that. I love her. She's amazing. I think even my grandma read some of them. But if you are blogging for your business, if you are trying to grow your online business, you gotta start using your blog strategically and putting keywords in your blog titles. Now, ultimately, I want y'all to start creating blogs centered around keywords and around your keyword strategy, specifically around questions that people are asking if you want to get traffic. And before you turn me off, it doesn't have to be robot sounding. You can still have your personality in your blog. You can still write really amazing things like, hello, I'm an English nerd. I love well-written pieces of literature. Like C.S. Lewis makes my heart go pitter-patter with the way that he phrases things. But your blog titles that are the thing that get people to click, right? They need to be keyword rich because Google is indexing you based on that title and several other factors. But if you don't have keywords in your blog titles, you're never going to pop or ping or land on the first page of anything for that blog because you're not telling Google what you need to be indexed for, okay? And here's a little bonus tip for you. You need to place your keywords as close to the front of the title as you can, as it fits and flows, right? Like, ultimately, you're still writing for people. You're not writing for a website, or a search engine. So you need to serve people with your content, but you also need to use Google to get your people to you, okay? And for more on just how to write SEO friendly copy and blogs without sounding like a robot, check out episode 10. I took a deep dive into that because I'll be honest, it was really hard for me to make that mental shift of just writing what sounded good that people would relate to as a reader versus writing what was searchable. Okay, number 3 place that I want you to put keywords is in your blog headings. Now, this is different from your blog title. Your blog headings, think of back in elementary school day when your teacher made you map out and outline your essays, your headings, and you had point 1 and then subpoint and point 2 and subpoint. Think of your blog headings as that. Now, this is super easy for me to do because most of my blogs are 5 tips for 10 places to so it's just a numbered thing. If you're not into the numbered way of life and doing numerical listicles as they're technically called, which is a weird sounding word, but whatever. If that's not your thing, you can just use headings to break things up. And so typically on a blog, your H1 text is your title text, the title of the blog, and then your H2 text is the subheadings of your blog. So think of your blog subtitles. It's going to technically be your H2 text, but it's just think of it as a subheading. Don't get all worked up over what kind of text, whatever. Most blogging platforms, especially WordPress, are going to have this set up for you. You can just choose H2, okay, for your subheadings. And honest to goodness, don't feel bad about this because it took me a lot longer than it should have to learn this tip. So if you're mind blown, Faith, I just can't even wrap my brain around this, know that I'm helping y'all out. This will help, but don't feel bad for not having this figured out before. Okay, the number 4 place that I want you to put keywords on your website is your H1 title text on each page of your website. Now, let me break this down for you. Each page of your website has the opportunity to rank, which, yay, but that also means that you need to use keywords strategically on each page of your website. Google gives each page of your website one block of H1 text. Some website platforms call it title text, which means, I used to use Squarespace, and Squarespace would let me put H1 text all over the place, but Google's nah, I see you, sister, not working. Google will give you one block of H1 title text per page, and don't get frustrated by this because Google's trying to make you live in a box. No, Google's just trying to make sure that it gets the right information in front of the right people, and is trying to make sure that if you are a weight loss coach, you're not popping up in people's searches for toe fungus, right? Like it's trying to make sure that you get found for the things that you do. And it gives us parameters to work within. And really, let's just play their game, right? It's not crazy. So you have one block of H1 title text per page on your website. So like your home page, your about page, your services page, like those are individual pages on your website. Use keywords in your H1 title text. Now, if you use a website platform like Squarespace, then your H1 title text has to be at the top of your page. If you use a website builder like Show It, which I love and I have an affiliate link for. If you use Show It, you can manipulate where your H1 title text is so that it can be further down the page and you can put things that aren't necessarily what you would want on your above the fold statement. Okay, so bonus points for Show It users. Whoop, whoop. Now, the fifth place that I want you to use keywords is in your bios and description, like on your Instagram handle and Tickety Talk. I don't even know. I'm not on TikTok, so I don't even know what y'all do over there. But listen, if you're on the internet for business, be on the internet for business. Like you need to be using your social media strategically for business. Now, does this mean you need to be posting about what you sell every single day of your life? No, it does not. But your podcast bio, your Instagram bio, your Facebook bio, like all the things, all the places that you're on the internet need to have keywords specific to that platform and specific to what people are searching on that platform. Like gone are the days when you could like use I like long walks on the beach and fluffy white cats for your Instagram bio and expect to grow, right? Like obviously I'm not a huge fan of putting all your eggs in the social media basket for business growth, but you do need to be using it strategically, okay? Now, the number 6 place that I want you to use keywords is pictures on your website, naming your pictures and your alt description. So I have a whole formula for this. So don't freak out about it. If you're like, I cannot rename all my pictures, like this is low down on the list of priorities. But if you're like, I'm gonna go baller, I'm gonna go gangster on my keyword strategy, then let's rename pictures on your website with some of your keywords. Not all of them. I'm talking like 1 or 2 keywords per picture. All right. Don't go crazy McCrazy on like keyword dumping because been there, done that. It does not help. Okay. Now, the 7th place that I want you to use keywords that I came up with mid podcast is your Pinterest pin titles. So on Pinterest, when people are searching for things, your title of your pin is more important in coming up and indexing than necessarily the words on your image. Pinterest can index the words on your image, but from what I've learned, the pin titles are the most important place to put keywords. Now, again, you need to have part of this as your overall keyword strategy and keywords for Pinterest on your keyword spreadsheet. If you're like, I can't handle this, then just start with the keywords that are ranking on Google, the keywords that you want to be found for on Google. When you're getting really nitty gritty and really focusing on, up leveling your online marketing and your organic traffic strategy, like then we can get really granular on which keywords you should be ranking for on Pinterest versus which keywords you should be trying to rank for on Google. But don't let that stop you from starting, okay? Know that you need to put keywords in all of these places. I'm going to run back through them for you. Your page title, blog headings, H1 title text on each page, bios and description, pictures on your website, and Pinterest pin titles. Know that you need to put keywords in all of those places, but don't start hyperventilating and freak out if you're like, I can't handle it, okay? Know that everybody starts somewhere. Know that, if you don't have it all figured out right now, it doesn't mean that you can't start, okay? Start with what you know, start with what you can do, and start with putting those keywords in those places. Even if you have to come back and listen to this episode like 10 times and you can only do like one thing a week, like don't get overwhelmed. Just make the small changes that you can make now, okay? Because really, they do add up over time. They do help you start getting more organic traffic. They do help you start getting found for the thing that it is that you do, okay? Now, if you're like, I can't even, Faith, just know I can help you out. Let's book a coaching call, get you on the books. Spots are limited, but I really do want to help you get the right keywords in the right places so that you can get found for your thing. You can actually get leads from the internet and not just have to rely on social media, okay? So I'm going to pray over y'all and then let you get to it and start really honing in on where you're putting your keywords and all of your places on all of the things. So, Father, I thank you for wisdom and divine strategies from heaven. Lord, I thank you for helping us to figure out the words that people are using, not just what we think they're using, but just divine wisdom. Lord, that you would help us to research well, you would direct our time and our efforts, that we would just have your strategies, Father, so that people can find us, people that need the gift on our lives, need the gift that you've given us, can find us for the thing that you've gifted us to do. And Lord, we thank you for wisdom. We ask that you would help us to honor you with our gifts and in everything that we do, because we love you, Jesus, and you are worthy. In Jesus' mighty name, and I'll chat with y'all next week. Thank you so much for listening in today. It means the world that you tuned in. Hopefully this episode inspired you, challenged you, and left you feeling like you really can do the thing that God has called you to do, even if you need it out first. If it did, can I ask you a couple favors? Would you please subscribe so you don't miss a thing? Share this episode with a friend that might benefit from it, and then just take 30 seconds and go leave a written review on Apple Podcasts. Not only will it bless my socks off to know that this is helping you, but it will help spread this message to more Jesus-loving entrepreneurs. Connect with me over on Instagram at Faith Hanning and find out about all the things, courses, coaching, and copywriting on my website, faithhanning.com. Until next time, God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.